Hello, friends, and welcome to June's Art Ritual Circle. In light of recent events, we were going to do a ritual around the subconscious, but for today, to kind of channel some of the energy coming up with the recent Supreme Court decision, I have opted for our ritual of the month being the topic of art for anger. And of course, we'll just have us dive right in. So today's topic, this month's topic that I want to kind of really hone in on, and of course, if you're watching this recording after the fact, definitely come back to this recording multiple times if you need it, for different phases of this emotional time. But the basic foundation of this concept, art for anger, is channeling our emotions through art. So before starting in, I do want to start, before explaining rather what art for anger means and getting into the details, I want to start with, as always, the invitation in the space with some specifics for tonight. Invite you to reimagine the creative process as a spiritual practice or a practice of self-care, using an intention to guide us inward and pull out an experience onto our paper, our canvas, whatever tools you are using. And specifically for tonight, to unpack what might be overwhelming us. Where might we be feeling a lot of tension or emotions, and unpacking those? To explore art as a way to support our emotional well-being, really making space to acknowledge how we feel and allow it to flow through. Dropping in and showing up, as always, and to be open. We contain the magic of our creativity in the space. We honor that experience in one another. But of course, everything we do in this space, in this container, and any art ritual is invitation only, never obligation. And I just want to highlight that specifically when it comes to art for anger. Everything is invitation. How much you are ready to feel or ready to channel as an individual it's important for you to feel out where your limits are, to feel out where your comfort level is, and to really honor that within yourself. And so with that, I want us to kind of get into what is art for anger, and kind of dissect what it is and what it is not. It is holding space for how we feel, sitting with our emotions and acknowledging where we might be holding them, as well as the source, what is triggering these emotions within us. Really holding space for our emotional intelligence to be tapped in, where we can listen in and not get wrapped up in how we should or how we want to feel, but acknowledge how we feel in fact. Art for anger is channeling those feelings so that we can let them flow through us rather than holding it in. This can look like so many different things. This could be tearing up a piece of paper and then gluing it back down. That's intentional destruction is what I like to call that. It could be scribbling on your paper for half an hour. There is no wrong or right, but we are just simply channeling in a way that is constructive. Being honest with our emotional bodies and honoring our process of release. And again, this all comes down to, can we not only pinpoint what is going on, how we are feeling, why we are feeling that way, but allow it to come and go without holding any expectations on the end result. And that is most important. No expectations on the end result. I would even go so far as to say no expectations around how you think you should be processing or how you think you should feel at the end of the session. There is no need for expectation here. But on that point, I want to share what Art for Anger is not. It is not trying to bypass how we feel so we can rush through it. All things happen in the time they are meant to happen. It is not meant to tear ourselves down or unleash anger in a way that can lash out at others. We are using this space as a space of release, but we are not releasing it on other people around us. We are releasing it through art. We are not here to overwhelm ourselves or sit with this feeling to the point where it feels destructive. And that leads me to the last point of what it is not. Art for Anger is not the place we want to stay in. This is a traveling journey. We are not meant to sit and stay here. We can visit emotions. We can sit with our emotions. But the intention here is to allow it to flow through. We hold space as we release our emotions. So for this next part, I invite you to begin with an emotions check-in. Now this can be done on your own. I use this feelings wheel often because it is a great, I would say almost thesaurus or dictionary. It's just all these different words that we can equate to how we are feeling. So that might mean we're feeling several emotions. But for us to do this work tonight, we really want to make space to really check in. So my first invitation for you as we begin this process tonight is I want to invite you to just place a hand over your heart. Maybe take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm really just landing where you are. Take a moment to check in and ask, how are you feeling in this moment? Perhaps write it down if it helps you to process. And then ask, where do you feel you're holding this emotion in your body today? Are you feeling it in the shoulders, the hips? Just bring some energetic awareness, thinking about one way that you're feeling, but there can be multiple or complex beings. It can be lots of things. And then when you've kind of landed, I want to invite you to think about what color this emotion is. Now, you don't need to look at the feelings wheel and pick that specific color that's attributed to that emotion that you see here. Really take a moment to feel where, what, and what color that emotion is that you're holding in your body. This is Art for Anger, but anger can be a mixture of feeling helpless, anxious, critical, furious, frustrated, hurt. There are many different layers to what might be beneath the surface of our emotional body. And once you are done kind of doing that check-in, I want you to begin to think of your intention for tonight in this piece of art. I'm going to give you about 4-ish minutes to explore the questions up on the screen, as well as what your intention might be for tonight. That could be simply releasing your emotion through art. It could be making sense of what is happening in your mind and in your heart. But take this time to really sit with how you feel, write, channel, express in those tangible ways before we get a little bit more intangible.
Allow and be open. Begin with one step, moment to moment. Envision the journey, your process. Allow and be open. Begin with one step, moment to moment. Envision the journey, your process. Allow and be open. Begin with one step, moment to moment. Envision the journey, your process. Allow and be open. Begin with one step, moment to moment. Envision the journey, your process. Allow and be open. Begin with one step, moment to moment. Envision the journey, your process.
All right, friends. At this point, we want to take a little break from writing to begin to really drop in with a meditation. Make sure that at this point you have your intention for tonight placed on your materials or on a piece of paper near. When you are done doing that, place one hand on your paper and one hand over your heart, or whatever materials you have in front of you. Just one hand over heart, one hand on material. To create a sacred bridge between these two. When you are comfortable, allow your eyes to soften and eventually close. Feeling your body get heavy. Releasing any tension that you might be holding. I invite you to now take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it out with a sigh. We are here tonight to honor your sacred feelings. We are here to honor our experience as a human in this body. The sacred form with all its emotions so neatly packed together in this messy form, in all its strange and beautiful ways. I invite you to simply notice what emotion you feel deeply in your body. Taking a nice deep inhale into the nose, holding it at the top, and let it out with a sigh, a deep, deep sigh. Allow yourself to land where you are. Notice where your emotions are being held in this moment. Sending love into the nose with a breath to that sacred space in your body, and release that tension out of the mouth. Tonight, we are here to honor our sacred rage, anger, sadness, frustration, anxiety, all the complex feelings of helplessness, but hopeful, loving, but also fighting. Encouraged and discouraged. The will to fight and the will to rest. Breathing in through the nose. Filling up the lungs and the belly. Once again, I ask you to let it out with a sigh. Or maybe even a growl. Repeating this 2 more times into the nose. Maybe bring the shoulders up to the ears and releasing at the top after, holding at the top through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. In the nose. Bringing up the shoulders and releasing it with a good sigh. Allowing yourself to just come back to a normal breath. All the feelings that we hold are sacred. All the expression we share in this space is sacred. Your creativity is sacred here tonight. And all that you create as well. Coming back to your present self, wherever your mind has wandered, bringing it back. First, just by noticing textures beneath your fingers and hands. Coming back to the stillness, the aliveness, this wonderful magic of ourselves. When you are ready, allow your eyes to slowly peer open. Notice the hands, the materials in front of you. You need time to journal some more. Take that time. Feel your big feelings. And remember these reminders I will leave them up. Then I will turn up the music. We will close out in a little bit, but until then, please remember to be gentle with yourself. It's okay if things are different than expected. Feel free to cry or scream into a pillow if your body needs more. Just simply take care of yourself.
kuda. Wela kuda. Sampa.
Esoteric dialogue, cyclic intuitive, egocentric redundancies. I am the bearer of holy fire. I am an empty shell, taken vessel, await joyous entanglement Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. A directionless vehicle. You are like breathing, sustaining parachute, slow me down. Come back to me. Found you in the bedroom, vacant, sad and gloom. Jamming all your fingertips into all your wounds. Baby, it's a dark day, don't you let it rule. 'Cause I could hold your whole weight if you ask me to. I am starting to see stars and moons. This is how it ends, a courageous boom. And it's awful sad, two lovers bloom. I am starting to see stars and moons. Smarter men than I've fallen for the fraudulence, braiding all their broken parts into sourness. So how could you believe me when I say to you that no one in my hollow heart holds a candle to? I am starting to see stars and moons. This is how it ends, a courageous boom. And it's awful sad, two lovers bloom. I am starting to see stars and moons. fingertips into all your wounds. I am starting to see stars and moons. This is how it ends, a courageous boom. And it's awful sad to lovers bloom. I am starting to see stars and moons.
All right, my friends. If you are watching this recording, feel free to continue. If you are here with me, we are going to close out tonight's circle. Some final thoughts before I turn off the recording part. Please remember that you can revisit this over and over again and work with different emotions around the same concept of allowing it to be what it will be. Allowing yourself to release. And once you are done with this piece, you may continue working on it through intentional destruction, meaning tearing it up, burning it, if it's safe to do so. You can bury it. You can submerge it in water. Explore intentionally the magic of the transformative magic of destruction with your piece of art. I hope this was supportive for you, and I will see you at next month's circle.